they didn't want to destroy Germany. They wanted to take it over. No one wanted them in their country after World War II except the Palestinians. And we see what happened there. Okay, so the Havara Act was way before. The Havara Agreement was because Germany wanted to get rid of the Jews. And they sent them to Palestine. Yeah. But they took their belongings. Nobody wanted the Jews long before all the atrocities took place. So, and then I read your other, and then you talk about the synagogue in New York and the pedos, whatever happened to the mattresses they found and the baby high chairs underneath the synagogue. What about the Catholic Church and the amount of times they've moved priests around after they've been caught as pedophiles? But no, it's the Jews. And then you brought up the USS Liberty. Look, that was a miscommunication. Israel took responsibility for it. They thought it was an Egyptian ship. That's the only time. That's the only thing you can point to. Do you really think they've never wanted to attack America? Because we're their only ally. Their whole history is nobody has wanted them. Like, this is a dangerous day. I have this sinking feeling today, just this, if people go down this road, it is a road you will not come back from. The bullshit that has been pushed about all of Congress having dual citizenship, that's not even true. There's no evidence for it. Ted Cruz had a dual citizenship in Canada because he's a Canadian, but then he let it go because he was in Congress. But there's no evidence. There are 200,000 Americans out of the 350 million Americans that live in America. There's 200,000 that have dual citizenship, and they are not politicians. They're not sitting in any Congress or representative seats. There's like 8% of the Congress is Jewish, and 2 to 5% of the representatives are Jewish. But they don't even have dual citizenship. This has been pushed by the Nazi network. Okay, who did, when J.D. Vance went to speak to Europe, and their politicians cried because they said, "Oh, we don't have the same values anymore," because J.D. Vance was saying that America believes in free speech. Who's allowed to have the millions and hundreds and thousands of followers? It's all the networks that push exactly the same talking points that you are. You could have millions of followers. You just got to push this narrative. And yet people are falling into this trap. I don't even know. I mean, there's no sense in saying anything. You've made up your mind. The USS Liberty, Israel took responsibility. They thought it was an Egyptian ship. Okay, and there was a total miscommunication there. There's nothing else in our history you can point to. But look at how many American citizens have been beheaded by ISIS. Look at what Al-Qaeda did on 9/11. Oh, but no, we've been told that the Jews were behind 9/11. And you can't see what's going on here? You can't see what's going on. Europe is controlling the speech. So, of course, the Whitney Webbs will have hundreds or millions of followers. Of course, Candace will have millions of followers because they will endlessly push exactly the same propaganda that Germany was pushing. And they scared the German citizens into thinking that the Jews were going to take them over, that the Jews wanted to hurt them and annihilate them, and that they were pedophiles. It's like, how can nobody see that that's exactly what's going on in America right now? Has anybody tried to go and do a VPN on your account and put it under France and see what happens? You can't get on Rumble. You can't get on anything. But I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm sure that on TikTok or on any channel that pushes the Jew hatred narrative, they will be allowed because of Europe controlling it. They will be allowed to have hundreds and thousands, even millions of followers. But if you're speaking the truth, no, you'll be restricted. So if you want to believe, if you want to go down this road, then there's nothing else I have to say.